outside the dealerships, getting down to the electric slide, while their comrades burned down the electric cars. Elon Musk is still shocked by all the hatred.
Isn't it shocking how much violence and hatred is coming from the left? I mean,
No,
isn't it supposed to be the party that they claim to be the party of empathy, and yet they're burning Teslas and shooting up dealerships and calling for the death of the president and me? I'm like, guys, you know, this is insane. Like, there's
several boomers who traded their tie-dye for NPR.
My mom's generation.
Quote, I attended 2 Tesla takedown protests. One generation showed up more than others. I noticed that the crowd, Troy, were primarily people over the age of 60.
All is that he's in the process of suing to overturn a Wisconsin law that prevents Tesla from operating and owning dealerships there in Wisconsin. They only allow third parties
because they don't even
that are operating them, not the auto manufacturers themselves. So it's about his own interest, which is the same thing as getting more of these government contracts. And everything that he's accusing the other side of doing, he's actually doing himself. And going in circles about this. The Republican National Committee, blind eye again to what Musk is doing.
People who support
they were
Musk
threatening
are
to
not
sue
doing
over a
that
group
stuff.
that is handing out ice cream cones to college kids in support of Susan Crawford, who's the Democratic candidate. They said that was quote unquote election bribery, but Elon Musk handing over literal checks for $1 million is no big deal.
Okay.
Citizens United,
Did
where
anybody
are you?
get that?
I don't care. Judge Judy?
I gotta tell you, I didn't know that there was something wrong with suing and using the courts and the process if you're prevented from selling a car in a particular area. I think that's the right way to handle it. I think what Brad's gotten up to sue so that he can sell his car, that's what you were referencing. But this whole thing, I mean, it just goes to show how inauthentic they are. And whether it was from the George Floyd riots to the occupation in 2020 in Seattle, Washington, to the Kenosha riots in Wisconsin, where over 100 businesses were destroyed, the attack on the federal courthouse, where it was a nightly riot at a federal courthouse, to Inauguration Day where there was police vehicles and businesses set on fire, to Antifa attacks at Berkeley, riots at the Supreme Atlantic Cop City. I could go on. I'm going to bore you.
For the policy, they focused their hate for the person who holds that policy or holds that vote. Therefore, if you're a Trump voter, I can hate you, I can chase you in a subway and take your hat. Imagine living like that. So if somebody doesn't completely agree with you, you hold resentment for everybody, and it could be easily targeted for anything. Someone once said, and I said this on Friday, you hate the sin and not the sinner, because the underlying belief is that we're all kind of basket cases.
It doesn't make sense.
We're
all
all
white people.
We all got problems.
Palestinian flag,
but you can see
Ukrainian flag, and then the American flag.
You can look at these
They're
people
very
and
confused.
you can go, this isn't about the climate. This isn't about the police. These people have underlying spiritual, family emptiness. And for them to just so easily fill up that hole with rage, with something, and as the judge said, it was whether it's the George Floyd riots.
Protesters you're seeing the retired white boomers who are like taking their last stand of activism. But then you're also seeing the trained professional agitators who are getting paid to do this, who are setting these dealerships on fire, throwing Molotov cocktails, getting violent, doing more than keying a car, putting gum on a Tesla. And the only way this is going to stop is when there are consequences for their behavior. So in states like Florida, it's a felony to vandalize a vehicle. So the crime, the federal government and DOJ, Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel have said, we will come after you and throw the book and we'll treat this like domestic terrorism, because that's exactly what it is. One Supreme Court race, you know, Elon has put money into that race, but Susan Crawford has also gotten tons of money from outside groups, and she has openly said she needs to win that seat because she wants to take away 2 congressional seats by redistricting from Republicans. So she's doing it for her own political ambitions, not to uphold the law. So you can argue that
she
Elon
doesn't
has
really
his
want to
interests,
be.
but so do the Democrats.
It's not about being a judge.
I'm just saying he's, by him victim blaming up there and saying, like, I'm the innocent guy here and it's George Soros that's doing this, that it's denying the fact that he's the single biggest money influence in this election. And there was, they also tried to...
pretty open about the money influence he's getting.
Well, not the reason for it also. He doesn't get up there and say, oh, you know, I can't, my Tesla dealerships can't operate here. I can't run them. He's not talking about that at all. And Susan Crawford, I don't know, that's like her personal goal. Like she's going to run for the
She
congressional
literally
seat, or
said
understands
it.
that.
She's
That
running
we
the
need to take
congressional
control so we can
seat, the
redistrict,
judging.
so we can take away Republican seats. And Hakeem Jeffries
Sounds
also has
nice.
confirmed it.
All right.